And we are back, and they are off.
Oh well, at the second match between ArmyofWon and Big Om.
Yep. Home won the first one, so Army will have to win both of the remaining two to seal this match. We will see what happens.
Yeah, there was a potentially planned third race between these two runners for today, should ArmyofWon catch up and make the wins tied. But of course, Big Om might win, so that may necessarily not be needed. We'll
Yeah.
just have to see.
I just want to note they both nailed the big climb, and then they both missed the first jump in the room after.
Yeah, hate to see it.
Yep. Oh, Fusion, you so crazy.
And vanilla missiles.
Yep.
So feel free to take off the vanilla major box if you're playing the bingo.
Well, it's boring in one sense in an MDS, but in another sense, I don't like to see two races start the same way, and morph ball seeds suck, so this was the only other option.
You know, aside from having morph ball.
Which sucks.
You don't know that. Oh, it does morph ball, so there goes the suspense of it being on vanilla Magnus.
Yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if Speed Booster was next.
That would have been funny.
It has happened.
Yep. Yeah, in fact, I think it was that last race that between Rezarin and who's the other one? Was that her? Yeah, that was her. Yeah, that was a very, very Jets at Seed.
Ooh. Just barely missing it.
Idors are a harsh mistress.
Especially when RNG is what controls the attack patterns.
Yep.
Awanas could technically avoid Arachnus, but nobody knows what Arachnus could have. He could have the Arachnus Pestle, or just possibly a Magen.
Watch it be a power bomb tank.
That would be the Arachnus Pestle Deluxe.
Sadly, we have a slightly slow Arachnus spike today because only missiles are. We only have missiles to use on him.
Yeah.
Like I said, everything kills Arachnus. He's like the Prince of Persia at Metroid bosses. But if you only have missiles and beam, that's all you got.
So it's the Arachnus Pestle again. So Arachnus didn't change from Seed 1 to 2.
Nope. I once got E-Tanks in all 5 Arachnus locations. Got a clip of that on my channel.
Oops. Oh, E-Tanks.
Yep. Thank you, Summer. The Prince of Persia probably doesn't enjoy that reference very much, but it's true. Everything kills him.
I just changed the free space to Arachnus Pestle. I mean, it could whoever made this bingo space could probably add on to it.
E-Tank in the cubbyhole. Not bad, but not special.
So Vault itself is lying about on the space station.
Yep. We should have asked William Shatner to look for any E-Tanks he found in space. They seem to like being there. Just a missile behind the speed wall, so they won't need to worry about coming back through that. And Ohm deciding to do 2 first. Reasonable play, since without speed, you won't be able to get the item across the lava, and speed might be here.
then with the tanks that I wanted to have, they could possibly do a flame trick known as the cargo jump, as ArmyofWon likes to loves to say, and hopes most of the runners would do.
Yes, we have seen a couple of cargo jumps performed in the tournament. It's a difficult trick. Generally not worth the time put into to attempting it. Oh, but today it is.
All meanwhile, gonna unlock yourself a 1 doors.
Yep.
ArmyofWon has to specifically jump off of that block.
Well
finally gets an early charge beam.
Getting it in the first 5 or 10 tries is all impressive. It's that hard.
Yeah, you would have to clip off of that tiny block in that particular spot and turn around it specifically so that Samus's damage boosted to the left instead of the right.
Yeah, I highly recommend trying it just so you can understand how difficult it is. And it sort of feels different when you make an attempt that could work, but most of the ones that could work still don't. Kirvos, I'm mostly thinking of the first prince.
Downloaded the ice beam.
Yeah, okay. Well, that
You
gets
wouldn't
you
download
across
a
the
beam, would
Kago.
you?
Yeah, so Kago Jump did not save a ton of time in this case.
Although ice beam does put the cargo boom into logic now.
Also, I would like to inform everyone, do not adjust your sets. That's not your mouse cursor on the screen, that's Ohm's. Ohm skillfully freezing the enemy in the right spot to get over the Kago. A little trickier than you'd think.
Yeah, but less damage to have to heal off, aside from doing a regular cargo jump.
Oh yes, very much so. Like anything is preferable to regular Kago Jump. Fighting Nightmare is preferable.
As opposed to fighting with it.
Yes.
Sheepish noise outside.
What? So that's not you making some weird noise?
No, but it is coming near the window, and that's very annoying.
Okay, good. Because if that had been you, I would have said to consult your doctor.
It's what you thought if you were making any machinery sounds inside your human Puzzle 1 also heading into Sector 1. Kirsten has left the screen.
For now, it might be back.
But only for high.
Ooh, a major here. Diffusion.
5 additional damage.
Yep. Always good to see because it means you can definitely get out of Sector 4. Though if you don't have screw attack, you want high jump. But I think you can still do it without.
Am I getting his diffusions?
Yep. This also means they'll be able to check the watering hole when they go there, though not necessarily get the item. Speed booster, okay.
Well,
would have liked to see it a second ago so that they could speed across the lake, but only a little time lost.
yeah, could take at least though check.
Meanwhile, Army doing the correct thing and making this check now. Ooh, and it pays.
There's bombs.
Yep. Not critical here in Sector 1, but nice to have anyway.
Yeah, definitely opens unlocking level 2 doors pretty much once you get speed boosted.
Yep. Actually, they have ice beam, so
Army?
having bombs helps with those speed checks near the charge core.
Army, where are you going?
Huh. That is puzzling. What's the plan, man?
You basically close sector 1 at this point. What are you doing?
Using bombs to go do Sector 2, I guess? Oh, maybe just recharging.
That was a pretty long way to...
Maybe recharging again. You never know. You might not be all the way at full. Okay, well, it's good to be safe. And now, what?
Army, what are you doing?
Guess he's decided since he's come this way, maybe he'll go back and do the bomb checks in 2. I can't fault that reasoning. It's, you want to do things your opponent won't do and won't predict.
Yeah, but I still would have... If I was wanting to see it, I still would have preferred full clearing sector 1 just to be absolutely safe.
And
Because, you
going
know,
first.
You know, you could miss out on getting space jump.
Yeah. But with diffusion, one check here can be made. Don't think Army has a way to get the other one yet, though.
No. That was how Gravity Suit was. Wave.
Gravity supers or wave. Or screw. No, with screw you would still need grav. Good use of diffusion here. Oh, this might pay hugely.
So we can do one more additional check in here.
It paid only bigly. Super missiles are something you love to have, but they almost never impede your progress. Because almost everything that can be destroyed with super missiles can also be destroyed with something else. Okay.
Oh,
What?
Another major.
What?
And that's the jump! He still needs speed boost too.
Yeah.
So he's still gonna have to go back to sector 1, but this is pretty much going out of the way just for items he could have gotten later.
Yeah, it's not like Ohm won't be able to do this after Sector 1, but even so, that was almost as well as this move could possibly have played. Paid, rather. Just a missile above Charge Core. Let's see what Charge Core itself has. One continuing into Sector 4. Without Speed Booster, he won't be able to make a couple of the checks here.
I'm gonna get an energy tank off the charge core.
Well, I mean, you never know. You have 6 E-tanks, but you might need 7. You have 7, but you might need 8.
Oh,
actually, on this count... No, yes, it is 8. I don't know, there are 20 in the game. There must be a reason. The game must know something we don't.
You have 20 energy tanks, but you might need 21.
Yeah. Army could use a couple of those E-tanks right now. So only one more check in this direction, pump control.
And even then, he can't quite get it.
Oh no, that's right. You can only see what it is.
Just nothing.
Ooh, what a price to pay. For the knowledge that the pump control is junk. I mean, it's a troll. It's right there in its name. Army, you can't do Ceres.
Well, I mean, he can technically check, he just won't be able to escape.
Yeah, this is not a good plan. And he realizes that. But, or does he? Army seems indecisive in this scene.
Well, we've helpful combo box.
Yeah. Now, we do have to be careful with reading the players' minds, because I have many times been quite annoyed with what the commentators were saying about my decision-making process, which made sense to me at the time. But we can only go on what we see.
I'm heading into Sector 3 to possibly unlock his level 2 doors and check Sector 3 out for possible progression.
Yep. Army finding nothing useful under the destroyed wall, which means you won't have to go back and go through that fairly slow check.
All finding did he take that telltale heart? Adam will remember that.
Yep. Army making the wise decision to use missiles here because with Ice Beam, his charge beam has been nerfed.
And the 2 doors are unlocked for Big Ohm.
Yep, that'll help.
And there's the Saturn energy tank.
Nothing useful in 4, so reset. I'm sorry, Yerva, so I don't actually know what you're asking.
To quote Automatic Habit, service is almost never worth it until it is.
Yeah, but to quote my brother, always do Saris. So, there is a difference of opinion on this. Don't hit that electric wire, Army. It hurts like a mofo. Oh, what was under Saris? Just a missile tank.
Yeah.
Get out of that water, Army. We may call it tickle water, but eventually it'll tickle you enough.
Otherwise known as death water.
Yeah. Army has to wait for the crab to come low enough. Fortunately, he does have high jumper. It would be an even longer wait.
Yep.
Oh, meanwhile, making some good Sector 3 checks.
To charge core energy? Yeah.
It was an energy core today. Wait. Ohm, make the check up there.
I'm pretty sure you already did.
Oh, okay.
But that is a very impressive speed boost throughout the room.
Yes.
And Army is still not going back to Sector 1 to get his speed booster and space jump, thus taking him a little longer to even do more checks.
You hate to see it.
Oh, did I make the check now? Look, I don't know which one's correct.
Yeah, I thought so, Yervos. So just junk in... Is that what we call the couch cushion?
Yes.
Okay, that's a good name. It looks like couch cushion. And these we call the Nova Stairs, which is because those enemies are called Novas, but it also works with the fact that the room is super hot and Novas are super hot.
Doesn't have that. There's just a bunch of trash in the Nova Stairs.
Yeah, well, can't always get what you want. Ohm does not have power bombs, so one of the checks to the left here is not available, and the other one is Gary, so no. Ooh, Bob's important, though.
Very a Bob.
Okay.
Bob wanted to get in on that variety.
So Army checking this Sector 2 item, and it is E-Tank. So continuing down into Sector 2, when you have high jump, you can always get out.
That was horrible. Thank you. I'll be here all day.
Various Bobs. Yes, of course that's what we have here.
Very a Bob.
That was the joke, yes. Alright, Ohm heading on to fight Box.
Cat jams.
No, cat jam. Okay, there's such a thing as too much cat jam.
What do you mean? It's never enough.
Ohm should consider using Pseudo Screw here because with Ice Beam, Pseudo Screw does a ton of damage.
I think the only issue is now is that box has a lot more hitboxes, which makes it harder to hit the other one.
Yep, which is why I would not always recommend it, but check out Ohm's health. Oh, I missed what was at Wonderwall. Anything good?
No.
Okay. Missile
Speaking
tank
of
at
nothing
box.
good,
Yeah.
here's a missile tank.
Ohm clearing some space. Grabbing another missile tank.
Absolutely needs it because he was at 2 again.
The thing with clearing space in this room is you definitely want to eat the X, because otherwise it will reform.
Oh, it does ice
missiles?
missiles. Oh,
Well, it doesn't hurt. I mean, it hurts enemies.
I think Big Ohm has 4 missile combos now.
I
Or
think so.
I forgot if he picked up supers.
Maybe not. Yeah, no supers.
Yeah, I think Army has supers. He did that on just remembering from the last race.
Yeah, and Ohm
Now
does
Army
not go
has-
through the clip, which is probably a good plan.
Army has supers, yeah. So
Oh, that's right. It was those 2 checks and 4 that Army made and Ohm hasn't.
yeah, so if Ohm hits the 4, he's gonna get supers.
Yep, and that probably is his next step, but we can't be sure.
Debating on it a bit.
Yeah, lots of options at this point.
I want to sci-fi thing, shouldn't.
Army finally going back to 1. You know, I just realized his name is really inaccurate this race. He's been avoiding Sector 1. He's not Army of One at all.
Ah, the army of one person. One singular person as an army. The army of one.
I'm about to get the supers and the high jump.
Yep.
And then probably going to waste some time in 4 as Army did.
Yeah, but at the very least, Arm will be able to check the item that's in the electric water
Yes, that's right.
after lowering the water from the pump control.
Yeah, you have to lower the water like a pleb if you come here without gravity. Yeah.
Probably finally getting speed. Probably very upset that he didn't fully clear sector 1 just before doing so. I'm not sure about the self going out of here.
Careful, Army, careful.
Just
Oh.
7. Just 7.
Okay, now, don't fall into the pirates right away. We'll get some help. Or at least
7. Lucky number 7. Oh, and he takes the death to run out to his enemy thingy.
Yeah, there is a certain hazard of doing that.
And he has to leave all the way back from 4.
Oh no.
Oh no.
See, this is where you really wish you could just do what Samus does in Other M and think real hard and get some health back.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
just Army. Oh no. Oh, Army's not thinking too well here.
Dude, what did I tell you about those electric wires?
Army in shambles right now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, as predicted, Ohm wasting time. Not that he knows, of course. Oh, and he is going to make
I warned you about the electric water ball.
I usually make this check the slow way too, just out of habit, though.
Yeah, it's been hard for me to avoid going into this room, particularly test.
Yeah. It just feels so methodical doing Sector 4 as you go through. Army successfully making it out this time. Fun fact, the golden crab in this room cannot be made to appear in Rando. There's no combination of flags that makes it show up. It's one of the things in the original game that have just been totally lost at the moment.
Is this going to go home or no? I'll check that real quick. As far as I know, this is the loose blanket. Yep, someone can confirm. Thank you.
Yeah, winner's bracket is actually pretty much I think
caught up at this
done.
point.
Yeah,
it's almost done.
Yes, Buffalo Eater, this is indeed the best Metroid, mostly because I've never heard of another game described as a Metroid, so by default it is.
Metroid.
Yep. You know what they say, though? Metro C, Metro Do.
Vito Voidio. One disturbs man, that's correct at this.
Oh, Summer says the winner of this match faces Scotty. What a reward. Heading up to Paris. Again, won't find any joy there.
ArmyofWon regaining back his speed booster.
Yep.
This time was more energy than last time.
I'm sorry, even if you want it real hard, you will not be able to get that item. But you can see it, and that's good. An E-Tank is good, but probably not worth going out of your way to build up the speed boost for, so down Army goes. Okay, Sarah's dead on Ohm's side.
To see it so far doing its best solo in person and dropping E-tanks all around.
Yep. So Ohm has one more item to show us now. In fact, two if he wants, because you can peek the item down below the below the floorboards with diffusion missiles. I think. Also flicking his missiles a lot for some reason. Just a missile.
Probably tune music. ArmyofWon getting his space dump at long pass.
Okay, so I guess the major progress has to be in 5 or 6, or possibly main deck.
Possibly. Or just basically has to find the critical path to progressing faster than Ohm can. Though with Ohm's better equipment and items, it's hard to tell.
Okay, let's see some 6. Just a missile. Ooh, that's important.
Well,
Nice.
go -1.
Still need plasma, though. So we are once again reduced to a plasma hunt. Ohm seems to like making this check before the 65 connector check. Interesting. Oh, actually, Ohm doesn't have screw
right,
attack.
he doesn't have screw attack, so...
Yeah, this time there's no choice. What?
Oh, I was about to say, if that was plasma!
Yeah, that was about to be a real jerk move from the seed. White, on the other hand, we are always happy to see. Except when it could have been plasma and isn't. So without power bombs, you actually have to go down this way for one of the checks and then the other way for... No, still no screw attack. Okay. So one check only.
You could possibly clip into lowest 6, but...
There is a clip. Clips are dumb, though.
And Owen does not feel like trying to clip.
Yep.
Or probably doesn't even have to know how to offset clip in mine.
Clips are just too big a risk. Except Twitch clips. If you see something fun, clip it. It's safe.
ArmyofWon heading into Sector 3. Gonna unlock level 2s and get his save from the variety that is Bob.
Yep. Oh, Army might make that check Home Scout. Yeah, you can't get out of getting this item, but it does make sense to get it while the bomb is No, Army, you can't get out of getting this item. There's not enough room.
I mean, technically you can, but it's enough finesse.
Oh, there is! I always thought there wasn't.
Yeah, what's just anything?
Yeah, not really worth it, but even so, I'm pleasantly surprised that the junk here can actually be skipped.
Oof, honk into the one.
Not if you miss the shot, though.
I don't see a chance to be a big shot.
Meanwhile, I'm making some checks that I think we've already seen from Army.
Oh, didn't skip it, he was such a room, none of us noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I guess neither commentator noticed, so I guess that makes sense.
Okay, so time for level 2 locks.
And Big Olm is going to check around in lower sector 2. We'll likely attack on some bosses, just because. He might, but who knows.
Yeah, it could happen.
I don't like when he shoots up over the lava, but it's space jump. Gotta go spinny over the lava. Do not die.
Finding that Oh!
Got pushed by the outs to pick up the power bomb tank.
Yeah, it happens to us all, no matter how hard you try. Sometimes you just pick up a power bomb. Bad things happen to good people. Sanders, I saw someone pseudo screw a crab earlier.
Anyway, here's one wall.
Yeah, I think we knew this from Army's side, but nothing good there. Okay, Army, you've got various suit. Now, make the completely irrational decision to go to Sector 5, and you might get a lead.
But he needs his gravity suit first.
Now, there's stuff you can do in 5 without gravity.
Yeah, but gravity will make going through 5 a little faster.
That's why I said irrational. It's not rational now. Meanwhile, I'm facing the game's worst boss, Idorus.
Idorus. The second round of countdowns is here.
Yep. We have a double boss fight, which is not too common. And Ohm is getting all the Zazabi jumps today. Army having a faster box fight because of better missiles.
Oh,
What?
and Zazabi has screw attack.
What?
Interesting. Very interesting. So the
Zazabi.
entire station is basically open to Ohm at this point.
Zazabi, what do you need with screw attack? You make
Yes.
straight jumps.
Well, in all honesty, how do you question Ridley X having screw attack?
That's a fairly good point, yes. Ridley pretty much only has that because it's the only thing left to give you.
And Army has full missiles now.
Yep. To be fair, actually, I always saw Ridley having the screw attack as a little tribute to screw attack being in Ridley's area in Super Metroid. Army, what happened? You okay? I don't think this is what the clip is supposed to look like, but I could be wrong. I don't know much about clips.
I basically looked away from Army screen. Is this memory corruption? Can't be memory corruption. It has to be done a bit differently.
Yeah, and I think
even
it has
then,
to be
that's
on
been
file 3.
Yeah, and even then, that's been banned.
Well, yes, obviously. Watch him glitch into Ridley's room. But he must still think something could happen, or else he would have reset by now.
Meanwhile,
Metroid. Yeah, never a dull moment in this race.
He's clipped into a parallel universe.
Parallel worlds. Nope.
Yeah,
didn't work out.
Army figured out that he got stuck. And he has to restart all over again, oh no! Oh, Army, this is why you need it. Oh, Army.
I haven't seen an army suffer this badly since insert your favorite horrible battle here, actually. I thought I had one, but I didn't get it in time.
Oh, oof. Having not saved in a while definitely hurts him. Ugh.
See, I was going for the Pyrrhic Victory reference, but I don't remember the name of the battle that Pyrrhus was actually having, so didn't work out.
Ohm's lead is just pretty huge at this point. It's going to be hard for Army to catch up at this point.
Actually, it's going to be super easy, barely an inconvenience. Sorry, I cannot hear a sentence that starts with "it's going to be hard" and not make that reference.
I think he did lose speed boost then, since he came... Yeah, he definitely lost speed boost to 2.
Oh yeah, he lost everything.
Ouch.
But meanwhile, Ohm is still hunting for plasma. probably in
Yeah.
Sector 5 at this point, unless it's, I don't know, main deck.
Might be on main deck, might be in space, might be behind box 2, who knows? That's probably what's
All we-
fast on. It could literally be anywhere.
Yep. But if we're hunting for a mouse cursor, we know where that is. Okay, what's up here? Just a power bomb tank.
I didn't notice the cursor until now, and now it bothers me.
Yeah.
The face when you notice the dead pixels on screen.
I don't see how Ohm is throwing, John. He's just not finding plasma, which everybody does.
Yeah, in fact, not going to main deck either. Because it could possibly be up there.
Yeah, the rule of thumb for main deck is you go when you have power bombs, but sometimes it is actually in one of those 2 green door checks, and that can hurt.
ArmyofWon deciding he doesn't need space jump, not gonna bother going beyond just to get it again, and just going back to get his progression back as soon as possible.
Yep. Screw space jump. What did space jump ever do for me? All it does is take away your wall jump, like a jerk. If you could just wall jump off air, then everything would be fine. Ooh, Ohm making the mistake of not elevating that shine spark and thus being forced to collect junk.
Watch Powerbomb tank. Main Powerbomb there to be the default spot for Sector 5 stay room. Wouldn't be surprised at this point.
Yes.
Nah, let's hoping. It's just missiles.
Yep. Quick, step in it again. You get 2 items from this data room.
The last seed had PBs. Our ones don't have PBs this time around. Yet.
Yeah, not so far.
Just missile something
Use
close nest.
fusions there.
Army reactivating his level 2 doors.
Do we have a name for this room?
The Ripper room?
I mean,
think
there's
Rippers
rippers in other rooms. Well, either way, you almost never see something important there, but every now and then.
Do power tanks not give any power bombs? Yeah. This game was made before Zero Mission. Missile tanks don't, and power bomb tanks don't give you the datas. The main datas for missiles and power bombs specifically has to be triggered just in order to use them. And even then, for power bombs, you need access to bomb data anyways in order to use them.
That's right. Fun fact about power bombs, in Prime 2, one of the items you lose is listed as the power bomb generator, but you never had power bombs in the first place. So that game goes so far as to take away an item you didn't have.
Yep. Don't be a loss, you're a bit too late on that, John.
Yeah.
ArmyofWon might possibly skip it once he finds gravity suit, but who knows? So far,
Yeah,
it's just not a favorable race for Army at this point. Haven't been tilted like so many times at so many points.
Gotta say though, John has a point. Ohm probably should have gone for level 4s first, because with gravity and speed and an item to escape for, you can do that, and plasma might be on the way.
Yeah, it also takes time of having to unlock level 4s once you found your go mode.
Yep. Also, without power bombs, there are 2 checks here you can't make. There's one you could at least see if you go through the SAX rooms, but that would be slow for a minimal reward. Just a power bomb up there.
And even then, the path to that item is blocked off by a cargo anyways.
Yeah,
But
so
anyways,
you can't actually get
that
it.
time is the catch jams.
Yeah, because I was just thinking we haven't seen enough box fights today.
Speaking of power bombs, it's near
Oh, there
vanilla,
they are.
but there they are.
Yeah, that's right. That is very close to vanilla. Now we can make those 2 PB checks. Just a missile for the first one. And for the second.
And Omi reclaims his full missile combos.
Yep.
He's gonna attempt to reclip again and hope to not screw it up this time around.
Army, don't do this. How many times does it have to go wrong in a single session?
And besides, we know power bombs also. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to clip into this to check one item.
Well, sure, if it's plasma, his whole race suddenly looks different. But
That's
nope,
nothing.
he shoots it, which is entirely appropriate considering he soft lock on account of that one stupid item, and it was power bombs.
Although that is a clip from solid blocks. So there's that for the bingo card.
It's not in logic, but it can save incredible amounts of time if you happen to be lucky.
Yeah.
And there's always the coherent routing argument. Oh, meanwhile doing one of the coolest shine sparks in the game. It's even cooler if you can do the space boost through those rooms, but quite a bit more difficult.
Clip
Just a power
through
bomb there.
solid block. That's what the bingo space is.
I prefer to click through my clips and not do them at all. Oh, I'm going to make a couple of nightmare checks. Hopefully not going to make the nightmare check itself. That takes forever. Ooh, placed that power bomb just right. Now, if this item isn't...
We're not going to see a level 3 door skip from either of our winners.
No, apparently not. Now, if this item's important, they have to fight Nightmare for it. But
Nope.
no, it is not. No, don't do it, man. Don't do it. There are so many checks down in lower 4.
But boss, impossible plasma check. So we had Arachnus, Short Course, Zombie, Cirrus. Arachnus, Short Course, Zombie, Cirrus. Nightmare will be 5 cores. So for those that are playing the bingo and have 5 cores on their bingo cards, you can check that off now.
Personally, I never play bingo because Adam hasn't authorized it.
Oh my, finally making the save. Not wanting to do that will possibly be a 4th time in a row.
Yes, thank you. Make a save. Make all the saves. Everyone should save at every save station they pass forever. It should be a rule.
And I'm into 10 missiles.
See?
ArmyofWon's gonna find his main PvE data soon.
Yes. But unfortunately, he's in the wrong place for gravity, and without gravity, he's in the wrong place to go to continue the locks. Just junk up here, too bad. There's the missile here. Slowest room in the game. Lots of lag here, especially if you fire the ice beam, which was never intended to be used in regular rooms.
Lacks a feature.
Yes, that is what it is. You didn't need to use that power bomb, actually. Screw attack gets you through there, but might as well, I guess. Maybe. If you do it right, this descent looks absolutely beautiful when you have both power bombs and screw.
The entire station is basically open to now.
Yes. Except for that one security level 5 door that nobody ever talks about. It's the one with the pipe boots in it. Okay, we got a crab battle. Let's see what the reward is. Spoilers, the reward is never good.
Big Ohm did not get plasma. No, he's looking for it.
Yeah, nobody's got plasma. So we have Thunderdome to check. I think Ohm has made all the other lower 4 checks, though.
Not yet. There's still this one.
That's what I said. Thunderdome. But only missiles there today. So, what's left? Main deck is where I'd go. But there's also lower... There's also the deep part of 6, and there's...
This reactor silo.
Yeah, and there's Ridley.
Ridley's
Ooh,
there,
2
not
red
Ridley
X's on
himself.
Ohm's side.
The double red X. Very common in Fusion Randomizer.
Double red X is also, as I recall, an episode of Teen Titans. Okay, I'm making what I call the validation data room because it's the one you almost never have to check, but once you have red doors, you might as well.
Such a beaver tank.
Nuts.
Alright, so the big question for Army is where does it go now? So far, there's a few more items and technically Ohm could check. There's everything
Oh, that's right,
else
he
we
didn't check.
mentioned.
Yeah, he skipped Gary and the power bomb in the lava. I mean, Gary you don't really skip. You just don't do.
Unless it somehow ends up there, in which case, annoying.
Yeah. So, making the lower 6 play first. Oh, that's right. Ohm was not able to check most of the items in in that power bomb loop of 6.
Yeah.
Because he did not yet have screw attack either. We've got a bit of a sync on our between our 2 runners at the moment.
And Army's gonna find his gravity suit here.
Yep.
So where we go from here is anybody's guess. It's still anyone's game. Barrier Core is now in play. Barrier Core has right beams though. Might make that much of a difference for Big Orm. It depends if Army goes down there to get his wide beam.
So I'm going in the forward direction again this time,
Actually,
which is
wait.
fine.
No, I was thinking of.
You
I
were
was
thinking of a
last
different
scene.
race, yes.
Yeah, I was thinking of the previous one. Never mind. Ignore what I said.
I always ignore what you say.
Well, thanks.
Okay, this time remember to check this item.
Oh, got screw attack at Suzabi. Well.
Okay. Could be
Okay, well.
important.
This is
This
definitely
opens
going to
up
be an
Ridley.
oops on major seed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why you check that item. Sometimes it is important.
I'm just going to say it now. Plasma's probably behind Xbox.
You know, I think by sheer numbers, you may actually be... That may be a correct probability assessment, because there are 6 items in that area.
What's worse, Plasma Gaming? Yeah, probably. Plasma could also be in restricted space. Nobody's checked much of lower sector 3 yet.
No, all the hard checks except Nightmare remain to be seen. Just a missile up there, and here we have another missile. Okay, so where's Ohm go? Does he do deep 6? Does he do main deck? Does he do lower 3? Does he do Ridley?
Well, we can also check the pillar highway now that he has screw attack.
Yeah, that's on the way to lower 6 if he wants to do that. I gravely dislike that check because you can get in there so easily, but it's such a pain to get out. Ohm saving a little time by destroying that wall in advance. Also showing off a little trick here where you use the power bomb to open the door and speed on right to the item.
This time it was just a missile though.
Yeah, it doesn't pay, never does.
Score is currently 0-1. Big Orm is in the lead in terms of wins.
Ohm placing bombs carefully to activate these pillars without activating any of the annoying ones in between. Army using the recharge room we never used. Amazing. Folks, you have seen it all now. Alright, so we may be up for a Cap Jam World Tour. Oh, that didn't work out.
Just a missile and
Just a
two
missile here,
missiles.
too. Most unreasonably huge room in the game has no good reward this time. But we don't usually see it at all.
It happened before.
Okay, Box 2. We've actually come to you for once. Make it worth our while.
And Subpower on the bingo card is no longer a viable option.
Yeah. Pikmin, meanwhile, deciding to undertake a challenge of his own and see how high the volume can go.
That is no check scary, like I said.
Okay, what do you got?
Missiles.
Missile tank. Yes, but there are also 2 items in box 2's closet, so let's see what they are. Oh, Army still doesn't have screw attack. I forget where that was.
That was on the toy.
Oh,
Lobby,
yeah.
rather. Okay,
Yeah,
so it wasn't... Plasma wasn't behind the items behind Xbox.
Okay,
could be in
space.
Could be in space, could be in lower sector 1, could be in main deck, could be in reactor silo.
Yeah.
That order was for ArmyofWon.
Yep. Oh, Ohm is actually making the full vertical spark here, which makes sense because now you can check the Ridley items on the way up. The real Adam would have said the same thing about that incident, but he would have softened the blow. Oh, wait, are we not doing the cutscenes? Never mind. So Animorphs still to be checked here, and but not Ridley itself, because as Pikmin alluded to earlier, Plasma can't be on Ridley, it's considered necessary to beat him.
Although in an updated version it can be possible on the highest difficulty, but we are playing on the very early version of the randomizer, which cannot happen because logic is very basic at this point.
Yeah, but it's reasonable as well because Ridley takes an enormous number of missiles to kill without charged plasma.
Yeah, and in order for Ridley to be in logic, you would need plasma beam. And even then, there's only so few items that Ridley could have on him anyways.
Careful, Army.
He's trying to be very cautious here, and I don't blame him one bit.
Yeah. So if I were Ohm, my next stop would be main deck. But you can make a case for Sector 3 as well.
Ooh.
It's not just Gary. Oh, rip Army.
And he's gonna have to go all the way back for gravity and red doors.
Oh.
I don't see why Army doesn't have space jump, so I don't know why that keeps getting re-added. He also doesn't have any PPs either, so... If anything logs behind power bombs, that's basically it. He skipped it. He skipped it the second time after he died, I think.
So Ohm is deciding to go to main deck, where most of the remaining checks are. Just imagine if the animals have plasma.
I think it's happened before. It definitely has happened at one point, because I remember that.
But imagine that you've checked box 2 first, you've instated Cat Jam World Tour, and then you find you could have got it at the animals, like hours ago.
Army heading back into Sector 6.
Just an
Animals just happy, thanks.
Sadly, we know Army will find nothing to help him out in Sector 6. Oh, except gravity. He's going back for that, right?
Also, it's Army heading into 6, not
I said Army. We could combine our players and make Omi. Chamelius, I dread the very thought.
Reacquiring gravity suit for the third time.
Just power bombs here.
Okay, so it's gotta be somewhere in reactor silo at this point.
Or
Or
Gary.
in sector 3.
Or Ripper Tower.
Oh, we
No,
did
wait.
die again, yes.
No, couldn't be Ripper Tower. You need plasma to get in there.
Oh, okay, that was Mighty Beam. I was like, where was Mighty Beam again? So that's one thing that would definitely help Army this time around.
Yep. Just an E-tank there. Okay.
Okay, so Yakuza or Sector 3.
Yep.
And at this point, it could be a wide core.
Took me a minute to remember what wide core was. I'm not used to us calling that item by any reasonable name. Army using a save room we hardly ever see.
Possibly intending on clipping it to lower 6.
Army, please don't do any more clips. Home getting caught by Yakuza on purpose to make the fight go slightly faster. I've tried that, but I have a lot of trouble escaping. There must be a trick to it, but I don't know.
Just wiggle out fast.
Yes, but wiggle out fast how? Are there particular buttons that wiggle out better?
Left and right.
Left and right. I tried left and right, I'm sure. Ah, well.
And there we go. That's a clip.
Unbelievable. Army, you're a madman.
Okay, it's on a Yakuza. It's gotta be in Sector 3 then.
I appreciate the ceremonial mouse swipe to celebrate this discovery.
This is where wave beam is. Army's very upset. Probably very upset that it's not plasma.
I'm sure he is, yeah. I'm electing not to use the shortcut to 2, which I think is actually faster than just taking this main deck elevator, but it could go either way.
It's definitely faster than main deck. We've had ways decided by a runner going to main deck and a runner going through the 2 check and having to struggle with just the obstacles to there.
Huh. Okay, Gary doesn't know it, but we're coming for him.
Were the animals checked? Yeah, animals were checked. They just had an E-tank.
Cellist Gamer, oh, yes. Okay, you were getting there. Sorry, I sound a little jumbled at the moment, but the point is, I was going to make the we didn't start the fire joke, and then I realized you were already making that joke. So, all good. Nyaku, no damn Dread spoilers in chat.
What's the main minimum go mode? The main minimal go mode items are missiles, charge beam, plasma beam, level 4 doors, and a jumping item of either high jump or space jump.
Yeah, Adam doesn't mention that, but it is necessary to have one of those 2 items to get up to the door. Technically, you can do it with screw attack too, but that doesn't count. The randomizer never expects you to use the single wall jump feature of screw attack. There's been talk of adding that in later versions, but I don't think Kazuto wants to. making the not Nova stairs, the what do we call this? Express elevator checks. Just a missile in the first one. Oh, just a missile in the
just another
second.
missile. Okay, so it's probably on wide coolant. It pretty much has to be on this point.
Yeah, that or the power bomb in the lava, but other than that, those are pretty much the only options. Foam is mad. I don't blame him.
Yeah. Always just been tipped this whole race. Big Orm is pretty much lasso casing Plasma Beam. This is not a good race. At least to outrun us.
Yeah, no, it's been a great race for us. What could be better content than Gary being Gomo? And unless we missed something, he absolutely is. Yes, Nyaku, there are still spoilers on Dread. Some people like to take their time playing the game. Did Army lose power bombs at some point?
Yes.
Yeah, that explains why the giant enemy isn't there. The regular game, because it knows what order you're going to get things in, can introduce those enemies before you have the means to kill them. But in Rando, of course, we can't do that, so they only appear once you kill them.
And there we go, last
is.
location.
The Legend of Gary.
You hate to see it.
And Cat Jam World Tour has finally come to a close because when you get a new major, it ends.
Yep.
Prime 4, I believe, is still Retro's department, Shamelius, and I will, like I said earlier, I'll believe it exists when it's in my hands. So until then, any talk of Prime 4 is right up there with talk of Half-Life 3.
That's what it is indeed on Frequency.
It's interesting, this music we're hearing for Sector 3, it's ominous the first time you hear it, but when it comes in again after the emergency, suddenly it's calming. This has been your Random Fusion observation for the day. Now this isn't even all that long for a race. We've seen them go over 130, but even so, it feels longer than it was because we had Plasma Go mode for a long time.
Yeah, it was in one of the spots that ArmyofWon definitely wanted to see.
Yeah.
Army is going to regain his main PVs, though. He's probably not going to find Fast Beam at the time it takes for him to finish the game at this point.
No. Which is too bad. Alright. Our second SAX fight of the night. Holm has ice missiles this time, so he's going for the stun lock.
Definitely much more efficient than the first time he attempted it.
Yeah. Nice quick kill on this boss. And finally the core. Once again going for doubles. With this much health, you can afford to. But you may end up wasting more time than you save, because if you don't get the doubles, then you've been not taking your shots at the first opportunity, which does cost a bit of time. Okay, into the ops room.
And with that, it looks like Gomes is definitely gonna leave the singular army of one to be left in the dust of space.
Yeah, I mean, not just that, he's gonna blow up the station and Army's still on it. What a jerk. Oh, I'm syncing with the music a bit. Okay, another shot at the low height shine spark.
No, I don't think that's done enough still. Bonk.
Yeah, it's the same height as last time. Oh well.
Oh, Isma, you left a strategic Omega Metroid here. You make a Metroid match for Samus. And that's just unlocked.
Yes,
That's
well
it.
done.
All will be moving on to face C Scotty W in the losers bracket. GG's.
GG, yep. Well done. Army demonstrating what I said before about how if you don't have screw attack there, you really want to have high jump.
Yeah, Lou.
Hello. GG's.
Congratulations.
I have a question. For God, why? Why? Why?
We'll look into that and get back to you.
I don't think God could answer that, Yzma.
Please. just please. Why, Gary? Why?
Yeah, that was definitely a wasp spot for Plasma to be.
Yeah.
Just
We have Army
facing
joining
that,
us now as well.
I wasn't expecting to check literally the entire station before finally going to Gary.
I wasn't expecting to die 7 times.
That
Yeah,
was fun too.
this is not a good
how many
way.
times?
Most of you.
Like, how many times did I, like, stub my toe, and then Samus just sort of does the whole Family Guy grasping her knee, going... like, oh my god, how many times did I start in Ceres, like, right before Ceres? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is not a good waste for Army because he died a lot, and Big Gold was just literally going around the station looking for his final go mode, which just happened to be in the spot he didn't want it to be in.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants it to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even
But,
Gary
yeah.
wants it to be there because he has to die to give it to you.
Yep.
Yeah. That was a couple of races, though. That was a couple of races.
It definitely was.
Those are good races.
Yeah.
dude.
It was more than one, and it was fewer than 17, so it was definitely a couple of races.
Jolly
It
good
was a
show,
little-
lad.
It was definition of a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just goes
Well,
to
you
show
kept us
that
very entertained.
it just goes to show us that even with a thought of possibly going for a third race, even the seeds could determine just how far the runners go and how crazy the sanity just drops by the second.
Oh yeah. God. Why, Gary? It's literally a dead end. It's so out of the way.
Summer says that we are officially in the top 8 now.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
Congrats on top 8, Ohm.
Thanks.
And your reward is you have to play
consolation
Scotty.
prize.
Oh no! I don't want to race Scotty.
Big Orm in shambles right now.
Big Ohm in shambles.
Shambles are in.
Can I get Bone Zones in chat for Big Ohm in shambles? I'm absolutely rattled. And now the end is near. And so I face the final curtain. Dude, I'm dead.
I was wondering if you were just going to keep singing until we told you to stop. I was not going to tell you to stop. I was going to see how long you went.
I was tempted.
The important thing is you did it your way.
I did it
Okay.
my way.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Yep. You guys must
Yeah.
be tired, so we probably shouldn't keep you too long. But,
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here soon.
yeah, but well played, both of you.
Thank you. Very, very
Thank
well
you.
played, Army. I'm glad I got to have this race.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I played a little bit better, but I did play the best that I could pull off. So it wasn't
gave us
like
a great
the
show.
Mhm.
yeah. Thank you.
I've never seen so many clips attempted by one runner.
Well, it's like, oh my god, the first time where I got the clip, first time, and I was so surprised I accidentally hit the D-pad and went zooming off way above the screen. I went,
Was that?
Oh no.
okay,
We were really wondering what happened.
It'll take me a minute,
Oof.
but I'll try to get back once. I did. It takes about 30 seconds to go all the way to the left of the screen, 30 seconds to go all the way to the right, and if I land back in bounds, perfect. If not, reset.
Okay, that explains it. We were wondering.
Yeah. I wasn't going for like a loading zone landing or anything like that. I was just trying to get back in bounds into the room, and it's it's a 64,000 position that you land on when you're on the ceiling of the room. You're at minus 65,000 or so,
Mhm.
and it takes about a second to go 1,000 units up. So it's like, well, that's 1 minute.
About the
Let's,
same time investment as Infinite Speed in Prime.
Yeah. Well, and then I went back. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna do that clip one more time, and then it was just a power bomb tank. And then we find power bombs in Sector 5. I'm like, I have to go back to Sector 3 now. And then I died in Sector 4. It's like, oh no. And then while I was going through Sector 6, I was like, oh god, I did find power bombs. Oh, I hope it's not at Box 2. Turns out it was even worse than Box 2, but it's not
Yep.
that
Yep.
like I made it there.
Yeah.
Well played to you both. Go enjoy a well-earned supper.
I believe I will.
Yeah, and I am going to practice Dread speedruns because now I don't have to. Well, I was going to say, hey, Ohm, you still have to worry about the tournament, but you don't really have to worry about the tournament anymore.
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, who knows if we'll actually win and make it up to the finals, but who knows?
Who knows?
Look, I
Who knows?
You
remind
never
you,
know. It is a
Scotty's-
rando.
yeah, Scotty's not that great. There is one category of fusion that he does not have the world record in.
Right, it's
1% segmented.
Oh
Man.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he only has all the other world records.
Okay, yeah. I see.
And
So you're
he's
telling
had
me
more
there's a
than
chance.
he's had
Yes.
more than enough time to practice the randomizer since he first went up against Autumn out of habit. So I think he knows a little bit more what he's doing with the randomizer now than he did at the beginning of the tournament. But yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, good luck to you. We'll be watching. And everybody else, I hope you'll be watching too, because we have a lot of fun in this tournament. Join the Discord. I'll post the link.
Anyways, there's only two
There we
more.
go.
There's only two more Fusion matches that I'll set up for this week. One of them being this Saturday, and one of them being on Halloween. So a very spooky early morning for me on Halloween for the second match between Automatic Rabbit and FPS.
I wonder if it'll be an appropriate pump control go mode in that race.
Who knows?
So until
Alright.
next time, folks, see you next mission.
See you next mission.